a lot of times, a lot of people, when they have minor burns, they use toothpaste.
Ooh, that is
That's
wrong.
the most common thing everyone does.
Yes.
They put toothpaste
Yes,
on,
I was.
on like if you touch like a hot cooker or this thing, and they just put toothpaste. Does that really work?
No, it doesn't. It is detrimental.
Really?
Yes.
That's
Toothpaste
news.
is not your go-to. See, toothpaste has a lot of things that generate heat. Menthol it has. These are products which in itself will generate heat. In an already burned patient, if you're putting toothpaste, it is not going to help.
They put ice.
Ice is also not required.
Ice also is technically hot, right?
Yes, you don't require ice. You only require normal temperature or little cooler than usual running water. That's it. It is only to remove the offending agent. Suppose tel gira hai. So tel, the viscosity is higher than water. So the idea is first to remove the contact of the oil with the skin. The longer it stays in contact, the more damage it is going to do. And oil injuries are very common, very common.
Cooking.
Very common. Cooking bhi nahi. So I did my training in Ludhiana. So they used to have in the Gurudwaras, they have the langars. So they used to cook the food and huge kadais. We used to have kids used to fall in the kadais and
All in the kadai.
yeah, because the mother's cooking, the kids are playing, and they used to fall in the kadai and come, and it's really disheartening to watch, but it's very common, the oil injuries, no?
Okay. What are the psychological aspects involved with recovery post trauma, and does a patient ideally require counseling?
So this is a very untouched topic, I feel, in our country specifically, because obviously any kind of trauma, there is some kind of psychological scar which is left behind, especially in a patient of a burn or something and an accident and everything. Yes, I personally feel there is some level of counseling which is required, because post this accident and the surgery and your long recovery period, the patient may not even look the way he used to. So that acceptance has to come only once the person goes to some kind of counseling and speaks with someone. And this is, I'm telling you in all honesty, is not something even we address so openly in our practice, but it is required.
I think we should now.
We should. I agree.
I want to now talk about a very niche but very growing form of surgeries, which is the sex change surgery, gender reaffirmation surgeries. It's very new to me, and I'm sure a lot of people watching this also are not very familiar with this. What goes behind such a surgery for a female to become a male and a male to become a female?
So, sex reassignment surgery, there is a lot of awareness now. Hence, it is more openly being done. Earlier, this was a taboo topic. Now, it is not. It still may be in a, as you know, where the society is concerned and all. But in the medical fraternity, this procedure is done quite frequently. So, what needs to be understood here is that this is a physiological thing. A person who is suffering for years under the garb of being in a different body is something that needs to be corrected. And there are patients who have gotten it done and have flourished. They have come into their own, so to speak, post the surgery. These surgeries are a very long process. Depends now. Suppose I'll give you an example. If a patient is going from male to female may usually what we require before we do the surgery is this patient has to go to at least two psychiatrists. They have to be evaluated by a psychiatrist or a psychologist who will evaluate them, talk to them, and then give us a certificate saying that yes, this person needs to get a reassignment done. She requires it. And from there, the process starts. So they're put on hormone replacement therapy. Then, after a year of that, the transition, we ask the patient what they want to do. So, most of the male to female ones want to get the breast augmentation done first. So, it's a step by step process.
Okay.
You have to get the breast augmentation, post that, they get the hair removal done. With the hormone therapy, a lot of the facial features start changing. Then comes what we refer to as the bottom surgery. The major chunk of the surgery is that.
Hmm.
that we are changing the sex organs from male to female. In that also, post the surgery, there is a long rehabilitation process, like over a period of 6 to 7 months. And post that, again, once these are the major two procedures which are required, the breast augmentation and the bottom surgery. Post that, if they want to get, a lot of patients want to get a female feminization surgery of the face. So in that, what we do is we contour the jawlines. The male face is a little wider, the mandible bone. So we narrow that down. We make the chin a little more protruding. Some of them want a, finer, more female looking nose, like they refer it to.
Mm.
So all these procedures, now this I'm talking about male to female.
Okay, before we go on from female to male, once the bottom surgery procedure is done, does that organ function like a woman's organ
Yes.
completely?
Yes. These are post the procedures, these women can be sexually active also. They are not going to have any kind of female they cannot conceive, if you understand that. They cannot conceive because your internal organs have not changed.
Correct.
But as per the appearance, functionality, everything they can do.
Okay.
I've had a patient who's gone ahead and gotten married post the surgery, and the person she was with was with her through the transition.
Do they experience pleasure also?
Yes.
As a woman experiences
Yes.
pleasure?
Yes.
So other than conceiving, your entire functionality becomes like a
Like a female.
female.
Yes.
Now the other, a female becoming a male.
So female to male is a longer procedure, because in male to female we are not creating a new part. We are using the parts which are there to create the required organs. But in a female to male, the penis has to be made.
Hmm.
That's a long process. So for how we start with male is the same way. The psychiatrist has to give a okay. The endocrinologist gets involved and starts on the hormone replacement therapies. Then we do a mastectomy to remove the breast, to give the more male appearance. Then we go for the bottom surgery. And in the bottom surgery, first a gynecologist is also involved, where they remove the female organs, the uterus and the ovaries and everything. And then post that, we start with the process of recreating a penis. That is a very long procedure, because we're taking skin from here with the blood supply and recreating the penis. And over time, we put an implant also in that to give it the
Shape.
yes. So the female to male is a longer procedure.
And again, the same question. Will they be able to function as a male?
Yes, they can function as a male. They can have intercourse. All of those things can be done.
So basically all the blood supply and everything is
Everything.
constructed
Yeah.
for it to become.
So we attach it. Whatever is there, we attach it through the new organ that has been made.
So they will experience
Yes.
erections, they will
Yes.
experience.
So the
Urges.
erection, the implant is for the erection.
Okay.
This is a very wide topic to cover.
Yeah, I mean, it is wide and that can be a separate section
Yes.
altogether. Once again, maybe we can have this. Okay. Let's get to the section of what is the future of plastic surgery, aesthetic surgery, in your opinion?
Very bright future.
Like, do you think there will be robotics involved where you go into a machine, punch a couple of buttons and everything is...
I doubt that will happen. See, the robotics is already there. We are doing joint replacements and all with the robotic model. We're doing bowel surgeries with the robotic models. Plastic surgery, I still feel not yet, because our work is very fine. We work under the microscope. We work with, subtle hands and gentle hands and all. So I don't think yet, maybe, 20, 30 years down the line, it may happen. But now I don't see it currently happening. And I hope it doesn't happen, because I don't know how well that will go down with the people. Ours is a result-oriented branch. What you do is what you see.
But do you think there is experiments that are happening with the nanotechnology and everything that's
A lot of experiments that are
like you
going.
see in sci-fi movies, a person goes into the machine and there's some laser with nanobots
I'm not aware if they're doing that yet.
and everything.
But But eventually, maybe.
Okay.
Not yet, but.